Yo solo leveling fans, what's good? We're here to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Sung Jin-Woo. We all know the story. He starts out as the absolute weakest E-rank hunter. I'm talking mocked, pitied, the guy who barely survives low-level dungeons just to pay his mom's hospital bills. And where does he end up? As the Shadow Monarch. A being who commands millions of undead shadows, the single strongest entity on the planet. But here's the real truth, the part that makes his story so epic. He was never truly weak, he was being forged. Every humiliation, every broken bone, every single time he came inches from death, it was all just preparation for God-tier power. This video is the full recap. We're covering his entire growth arc, the pre-system weakness, that legendary double awakening, the relentless grind, all the major milestones, his rise to God-tier status, and the incredible mental toll that makes his journey so iconic. If Sung Jin-Woo's glow up ever gave you chills, do me a favor and smash that like button right now. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for our weekly recap videos. The next one drops on May 23rd. Now, fair warning, this one's a long one. We're diving deep into the full story, every key moment, and every psychological layer. So let's start at the very bottom, when he was known only as humanity's weakest hunter. Picture this, a low-ranked dungeon raid. We see an early Jin-Woo. He's thin, his black hair is a mess, his face is bruised, and he's clutching a cheap, battered dagger. He's struggling to even take down a few goblins. His so-called teammates just look at him with disdain and abandon him. We hear them say, he's just dead weight. He somehow manages to crawl out, barely alive. The psychological weight on him is immense. It's pure survival guilt. On every single raid, he's terrified. He wonders if this will be the one where he finally dies, leaving his comatose mother and his younger sister, Jin-Ah, all alone. The anime does a masterful job showing his quiet pain, that soft voice, those perpetually tired eyes. But it's the manhwa's inner thoughts that really hit you. I have to get stronger. I have to ... for them. This weakness we see isn't the end of his story. It's the forge where the legend begins. Then comes the moment that changes everything. The Cartoon Temple, the infamous double dungeon trap. Jin-Woo is on the brink of death. The horrifying statue of God has already slaughtered the rest of his party. Just as he's about to die, a screen appears before his eyes. The system activates with a simple, terrifying choice: become a player or die. He accepts. Suddenly, a user interface only he can see materializes, complete with quests, stats, and an item shop. This is where the grind truly begins. We get this incredible montage of him soloing low-rank dungeons, pushing his pain tolerance to the absolute limit. Broken bones heal, making him stronger. With every quest completed, he levels up. And then comes the first taste of his future power, the fight against Igris, the Blood Red Knight. This boss fight is insane, but Jin-Woo, through sheer grit and strategy, wins, and then he does something new. He extracts Igris's power, raising him as his very first loyal shadow, a knight of black smoke with glowing purple eyes. This marks a massive psychological shift. He goes from being driven by fear to operating with cold, hard calculation. He learns a critical lesson: power isn't about luck. It's earned through blood, sweat, and pain. The anime makes the system's UI glow with this clean, otherworldly light, and the combat is incredibly fluid. But the manhwa dives deeper into his internal struggle, showing us his desperation. I can't stay weak anymore. I refuse. Next up, the Red Gate incident. This is where we see the first major proof of his growth. He and a group of other hunters get trapped in a high-level ice dimension. As his teammates start to freeze, succumbing to the harsh environment, Jin-Woo, who now carries the presence of a B-rank hunter with better gear and a confident stance, takes matters into his own hands. He clears the entire gate solo. This is a huge milestone. It leads directly to his job change quest. He finds himself in a throne room, forced to fight a shadow version of himself in a grueling trial. He emerges victorious and becomes a necromancer. His shadow army officially begins. Psychologically, this is where his revenge arc starts. He begins to pay back the people who doubted and looked down on him. But with this newfound power, a piece of his old self starts to fade. He's becoming colder, more detached. The anime's ice effects in the Red Gate are absolutely beautiful, while the Manhwa's art makes his growing shadows feel darker and more menacing. And then, the moment that solidified him as a legend, the Jeju Island S-rank raid. This is where we meet the Ant King, Beru, a massive, winged, terrifying monster. The other S-rank hunters are struggling. Then, Jin-Woo arrives. He's an S-rank himself now, draped in that iconic black coat, emanating a powerful purple aura. He faces Beru alone. And then he utters the single most famous word in the series, arise. A vast army of shadows, millions strong, rises from the ground. The once arrogant Ant King, an SS rank threat, is so overwhelmed by his power that it kneels before him. The power jump is astronomical. He went from handling rank threats to single-handedly dominating a monster that terrified entire nations. His revenge is complete. Everyone who ever doubted him is silenced. But his humanity continues to slip. He's no longer just respected, he's feared. The anim's depiction of the Beru fight is a masterpiece. The oppressive dark aura, the sheer scale of the army summon, it's pure chills. In the late arc of the story, he becomes the true, full Shadow Monarch. He commands millions of undead soldiers, gains the ability to reset time itself in certain timelines, and wages war against the other monarchs, beings of absolute power. His own power becomes absolute, but this comes at a cost: isolation. His old friends and allies now fear him. The only thing keeping him tethered to his humanity is his unwavering love and desire to protect his family, especially his sister, Jin-Ah. His legacy is the ultimate underdog story, a testament to the idea that pain forges gods. Let's break down his psychological core. The trauma from his weakness fuels his initial quest for power and revenge. But it's his love for his family that keeps him grounded, preventing him from becoming a true monster. He carries the guilt for all the deaths he couldn't prevent when he was weak. And his very power isolates him. His shadow army is a constant, grim reminder of death. He evolves from a scared young hunter trying to survive into a protector god willing to sacrifice everything. That's why fans get so emotional during his victories. It's not just about him winning a fight. It's about him overcoming every single thing that was meant to break him. So, the final verdict, Sung Jin-Woo's arc is peak fiction. It has a deeply satisfying grind, real emotional depth, and a god-tier payoff that is second to none. He didn't just get strong, he was forged through unimaginable pain. If you agree that he's the GOAT, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell for our next video on May 23rd, and let me know in the comments what is your absolute favorite Sung Jin-Woo moment. Peace out, and keep leveling up.